You are now witnessing the third live coverage of the Indus Corner podcast. It's your boy Ty Finney, aka The Legend. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight, I am covering the Jaime Munguia fight versus Gatson. Anybody that's in here, drop some comments and let me know if you can hear me. I am using a new headset, so if you can hear me clearly, drop some comments. Yeah, I'm looking like my shirt, man. You know, I got my Indus Corner shirt on. You know what I mean? I got my toboggan on, just like the shirt shows. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do something different for sure. So yeah, I'm covering the Jaime Munguia versus Gonzalo Gatson. You know, a lot of people criticize, Munguia for not fighting nobody because he's got 40 something fights. He's 40 something fights with 30 something knockouts. He's got a nice record. He's got a lot of power, but this is his 41st fight. So a lot of people say he's definitely should have stepped up in competition by now. Again, if you can hear me, all right, let me see. All right. Got 3 people in the building. Got Joseph in the building. Joseph says morning from Thailand. Big shout out to Joseph. Got Ryan Hanley in the building. Ryan Hanley says, what's up, bro? What's up, Ryan, man? Thanks for coming on again. These nuts in the building. What's going on? Big shout out to you. Trash fight, but I ain't got nothing else to watch. Facts, a lot of people was telling me, Gonzalo, they saying Jaime Munguia is fighting, he's fighting Janibit's leftovers. Janibit stopped Gonzalo in like the second round. So, I'm expecting this to be, a short night, but as I promised everybody, so I'm gonna keep doing these lives, keep doing these coverages. You know what I'm saying? So I gave y'all my word, and I'm gonna keep doing these lives, as long as I can. And that Saturday on the zone, we got the return of Dylan White versus Franklin. Yeah, so both guys in the ring, they're showing the records now. Yeah, Jaime Munguia, he's 40 wins with 32 knockouts. So he's got a lot of power, man. He's got a record that was similar to Ricky Hatton when he was undefeated. When before Ricky Hatton lost to Floyd Mayweather, Ricky Hatton was like 40-something wins with like 30-something knockouts, if I'm not mistaken. Ryan Haney says the fight is just starting for him. Yeah, so I got a slower stream, So yeah, they're announcing the guys now. So, I got a slower stream. So, I'm just going to cover what I see. But you guys, y'all can still, drop comments or what's going on. Feel free to comment whatever you like. Joseph says, with Super Welter WBO champ, he moved up, but trending water at 160, waiting for an opportunity. Bit of a waste, but his shot will come. Yeah, a lot of people feel, Munguia should at least fought, at least a fighter like Jamal Charlo by now, but Jamal Charlo has been inactive for this year. Jamal Charlo ain't fought once this year. At least Demetrius Andrade, but Andrade is not with Eddie Hearn, and he's not fighting on the zone anymore. So yeah, but Munguia, he, like I said, man, he's got 40-something fights. He gets a lot of criticism, for not fighting anybody. But as Joseph was saying, his shot will come. Just like Tank. I know all you guys heard the news with Tank. Tank is from my state of Maryland. Tank got a lot of criticism for not fighting anybody. But now he's got 2 back-to-back fights against the Garcias at the Garcia in January, which I'll be attending, and also Ryan Garcia in April in Vegas. So this is a 10-round fight. I thought it was 12 rounds, so this is a 10-round fight. So round one for me, round one is just starting. It's like a fill out round. Both guys, you know, just both guys are throwing. Looks like Gonzalo got clipped a little bit there. Looks like he got clipped again. So for me, I'm 2 minutes in the first round, 2 minutes left. Munguia definitely looks like the more busier fighter. And is it me or does the ring look small to y'all? Because to me, it looks like the ring is a little small. And I also will say that Jaime Munguia, not his last fight, but his fight before the last, he fought a guy named Demetrius Ballard. That's right here from my state in Maryland. And you know, he stopped Ballard in the third round and gave him his first loss. And Ballard hasn't fought since. You know what I'm saying? And a coach from my town was actually in Ballard's corner. Big shout out to him, Hal Shanoff. You know, he was in Ballard's corner, you know, even though Ballard lost. You know, I'm from a small town in Maryland, and you know, the coach from my town, he was Sean Porter's cutman. So, you know, it was definitely, you know, a good thing to, you know, to see a coach from our town make it to pay-per-view 2 times, because you know he was Porter's cutman. You know, Porter fought Spence, and he fought Crawford on you know, on pay-per-view. So, you know, even though Porter lost both of those fights, you know, it was still good to see, you know, a coach from my town make it to, you know, pay-per-view. Looks like Gonzalez is doing a lot of clinching. Round one's over for me. So these nuts, Munguia needs to step it up. Hopefully Munguia gets a great KO. Yeah, I think he'll give the KO. These nuts, Tank versus Ryan on the Zone pay-per-view, saw it on the commercial. I'm honestly, I'm not sure about that. You know, I don't know if they're going to do like a joint thing, you know, Showtime or the Zone. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea about that. We'll have to, you know, we'll have to just see, you know, the news about that, you know, in the coming weeks, coming months. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. So I'm looking at the replays. Munguia landed a nice jab. Gonzalo, you know, he threw some punches, but nothing really too effective. So round 2 for me is just starting. Ryan Haney says the ring does look small. Munguia looks a lot bigger than Gonzalo. Yeah, look, Gonzalo, he looks to be in good shape though. He looks to be in better shape than Munguia to me. But yeah, Munguia does look like a bigger guy in there. It seems like when Gonzalo throws, he clenches right after he throws. So to me, he looks just maybe just a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, see, he's doing it again. Gonzalo, he throws a punch and then he clinches. So I got a minute and 30 seconds left in the second round. See, he's doing the same thing. Gonzalo throw a punch, then he clinches. It's like he's scared that Munguia will counter him, or he's scared that Munguia would start attacking. Once he throws his punch. So Munguia kind of had him back against the ropes, but Gonzalo got out of it. Now he's clinching. Got caught with some shots. Now he's clinching. Nothing major. So a minute left in round 2 for me. Oh man, Munguia got a knockdown. I know y'all probably already seen it before I did. So, like as I was saying, Munguia does have power. He's got 30 some knockouts and 40 fights. So that's eight fights. That he went to decision. So. But I talked with a lot of guys before this fight started. They're saying this fight should just last just a few rounds. A lot of people just say that. I'm not gonna call a fighter a bum, because fighters die in that ring. So a lot of people always just say Munguia just fights scrubs and tomato cans. Yeah. Gonzalo's definitely trying to clinch. Munguia, he's trying to, he's still throwing consistently, but Gonzalo, just trying to clinch. So yeah, Gonzalo looks uncomfortable. Like I say, he's fighting from the back foot, just doing a lot of clinching. Just like he's grabbed Munguia by the waist. So round 2 is over for me. So these nuts, Gonzalo got dropped. I got people texting me now. Ryan Hanley, man down. Give me a second, guys. I want to send this link to somebody. So yeah, it's showing the replay of the knockdown. All right, so for me, round 3 is just starting. Munguia comes out firing, comes out jabbing. Nice shot to the body. Another thing, Gonzalo, he's got like 5 losses. So Gonzalo caught Munguia with a nice shot, like a nice straight right jab. Both guys a little active in round 3 for sure. Like I said, Gonzalo, he's throwing, but he just seems uncomfortable in there. He just seems like he's afraid to get knocked down again. He's not throwing combinations. He'll throw one shot and then back up, or one shot and clinch, 1 or 2 shots and then run to the side. I mean, he's doing what he can. But I think he is a little shy of Munguia's power, because Gonzalo, he's been dropped before. So he's fighting a guy that's got a lot of power. So I think he's shy of Munguia's power for sure. Gonzalo caught her up. He landed an uppercut on Munguia. He's bleeding out of his nose. Ooh, Munguia's landing some nice, decent shots. Yeah, Gonzalo might got a busted nose. So I got 1 minute left in round 3. Munguia got Gonzalo in the corner, landed some big shots, but Gonzalo got out the corner. Yeah. Oh, went down again. 20 seconds left in round 3. He's down again. Yeah, you guys are right. Ryan Haney, only a matter of time. Gonzalo isn't going to last. Yeah, facts, And like I said before I even did this live, a lot of people were telling me that this fight would probably only be 3 rounds. And I'm gonna go back up to. Yeah, it was a couple of people telling me that this fight would only go, a few rounds. Joseph down and shakes, head over. Ryan Haney, game over, laughing out loud. Joseph, pointless fight, really. He is too scary for them champs, and with Cell, not sure why one of the champs don't pick him. Yeah, I just got a text, Munguia made easy money tonight. Yeah, he definitely made easy money tonight. So, he's now Munguia is 41 wins with 33 knockouts. So, he's fighting on his own, man. So hopefully for 2023, man, he can get the likes of, Jamal Charlo. He needs a big name now for sure. Yeah, so my last 2 live coverage, the Montana Love versus Steve Spark, that fight was over in the 6th round, and this fight is over in the 3rd round. So definitely this fight was definitely very short. So I'm not gonna be on here that much longer. But I've been covering them for almost 20 minutes. So yeah, this was definitely a short night. But as I promised y'all, I'm saying I'm gonna keep doing these live coverage. Hopefully the fight next Saturday on the zone with Dylan White and Franklin. Hopefully that would be a banger. That's two heavyweights. And to me, Dylan White didn't. To me, he didn't fight so great against Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? This was an opportunity for him to become champion. You know what I mean? He just didn't. To me, he just didn't perform like he wanted. He wanted to take the title from Fury. So. And he got knocked down by uppercut in that fight. So to me, Dylan White, his weakness is those uppercuts. So we'll see how next Saturday plays out for him. Brian Haney says the live fights is fun. Keep them going, man. Yeah, thanks, man, for sure, man. Like I said, man, this is something that I definitely going to start. Glad to add to the channel. I'm gonna try to cover as many fights as I can. I had people texting me telling me they wanted me to cover the Terence Crawford versus David Avanesian fight. So we're gonna have a lot of fights that's gonna be coming up. So it's definitely gonna be a lot of fights to cover for sure, man. Again, man, like I said, this one wasn't this fight wasn't as long as Montana Love versus Steve Spark. It's over 3 rounds. But again, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in with me for sure. Yeah, since the fight's over now, so I ain't got really much to talk about. So I jotted a couple of things down. Yeah, Hasim Rahman Jr. He lost by decision So I think it was two the zone cards on. So yeah, Hakeem Rahman Jr. he lost. Uh, yeah, also Anthony Yard he fought earlier on at BT Sports, and he got a third round stoppage over his opponent Stefani. So in January, Anthony Yard versus Artem Petrov, that fight's going to happen in January. So I'm excited for that one. But I think Petrov is going to win because Petrov he's got crazy power, and we all know that Anthony Yard he's got a glass chin. You know what I mean? Because he was dropped by a jab from the Crusher. Yeah. Also, I send my prayers and my condolences out to Anthony Rumble. You know what I'm saying? So he just passed. So again, I send my prayers and my condolences out to his family and his friends. And also, if you guys haven't seen my interview with Malik Titus, the heavyweight boxer from Baltimore, he fought today. I do not know the results of his fight, but I know he had a tough opponent. His opponent was 5 wins, 5 knockouts, but he did have 1 loss. So yeah, big shout out to Malik Titus, man. He fought tonight in Washington D.C. Once I get off here, I'm gonna check out to see if he won or if he lost. My buddy Lady G in the building. She said, "What's up? What's up, Lady G?" Everybody, this is one of my boxing buddies from Virginia. She'll probably be going to the Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia fight for sure. We both going to be attending that fight. The tickets for that fight go on sale next week. So I'm definitely going to get them early for sure. And I said, I'm excited. I'm excited to go to that fight. This will be the first big fight that I've been to in a year. Because the Gary Russell versus Mark Messiah fight that was in January this year. The tank fight is in January next year. So it's been a year since I've been to a big fight. But it's that's a no brainer. You know what I mean? The fight is only that venue is only 2 hours away from me. You know what I'm saying? So a 2 hour drive. That's a no brainer for me. I'm definitely gonna be in the building. Yeah, Lady G says, "Oh, New York all day." Yeah, she's from New York, y'all, but she lives in Virginia. My bad. Brian Hanley said, Munguia wants Triple G. Well, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I believe Triple G is on the downslide. I think he is on the downslide, but he's still even though he's an older fighter, I think he's still a threat. And Triple G is a big test for Munguia. That's definitely a big step up in competitions. Maybe we can get it. Maybe we can get it next year. You know what I'm saying? Triple G, he's still got power. Triple G, out of all his fights he's been in, he's never been stopped. He's never been dropped. So Triple G's got one of the best chins in the middleweight division. Lady G says be waiting for those tickets. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm impatient. You know what I mean? I know they're probably going to be expensive, but once they drop, I'm going to be checking them out. See what seats are affordable. See what seats closest to the ring. Try to get the best seats that I can possibly get. Ryan Haley says, I agree. It would be a good fight. Yeah, for sure, man. Triple G would definitely be the biggest name on Munguia's resume. So Oscar De La Hoya, he's gotta get the leash off of Munguia though. A lot of these promoters don't want their fighters to take a loss, but as I was saying earlier, a lot of people criticize Tank, for not fighting nobody. But like I said, big ups to Tank. Big ups for Tank, for fighting two Garcias back to back, taking on two undefeated fighters back to back. And I also heard that Mayweather and Ellaby wasn't in negotiations for this fight, because I heard that Ellaby was saying that that he wanted Rolly to not Tank out. So I mean, this is not fast. This is just what I heard. But I heard that Floyd and Ellaby wasn't in these negotiations. Lady G says he's not ready for Triple G yet. He should even ruin his reel like that. Well, the thing is this, Lady G, Triple G is, almost on his way out. With Triple G's 40 now, so who knows how much longer Triple G is gonna fight. So to me, I would say, take it while you can. You know what I mean? Triple G's an older guy now. Ryan Hanley, Tank versus Ryan would be fire. Yeah, it's gonna be fire for sure, man. Like, I believe this. To me, this is like one of the biggest fights since Canelo, Triple G, one of the biggest fights since Wilder, Tyson Fury, since Mayweather and Pacquiao. And I think it would do big, decent pay-per-view numbers. I think it'll be a blockbuster pay-per-view for sure. I think it'll definitely. I would say it should do $1 million. It should do $1 million buys at least. I mean, I know we got all the streaming and stuff nowadays, but to me, it still should do good pay-per-view numbers for sure. Lady G says, yeah. I guess she agrees with my comment about, Triple G. So, and before I close this one out, almost 30 minutes strong, who do you guys think Munguia should fight next? Okay, he said he wants Triple G next, but who do you guys think he should fight next? Lady G, she says, I agree. Remember, he wanted to fight Triple G. Yeah. Ryan says, I'm ordering for sure. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be ordering it, man. Yeah, that's going to be to me, that's probably one of the biggest fights, for 2023. Both guys are young, both guys are in their 20s, both guys got power, both guys got a lot of knockouts. So like, yeah, this is like a blockbuster fight for 2023. You know what I mean? We didn't get Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. That fight fell out. So to get this news that Tank and Ryan Garcia is fighting next year, man, that's like the biggest news for 2023 for sure, man. Lady G says Danny Jacobs. What about Danny Jacobs? Hey, Lady G, Danny Jacobs, man. Danny Jacobs ain't been doing nothing. You know what I mean? Danny Jacobs, I can't remember, was his last fight against Gabe Rosado? A lot of people think he lost to Rosado, but yeah, Danny Jacobs, man, his name is not even hot out. His name is not even hot out there no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Danny Jacobs is doing. Ryan Hanley says, let him fight Triple G. If he wants him, then let it happen. Triple G isn't getting any younger. Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, I agree, man. Triple G, who knows how much he's got left in the tank. So, he needs to go ahead and get his last couple fights in for sure. Lady G said, it's a few fighters. Lady G, exactly. Lady G, that's my point. Yeah, but Danny Jacobs and Munguia, yeah, that would be a good fight, Danny Jacobs and Munguia, because I don't know where Danny Jacobs is going, but him and Munguia would be a good fight, because Danny Jacobs is with Eddie Hearn, if I'm not mistaken, right? But yeah, I don't know what Danny Jacobs is doing, man. Danny Jacobs definitely needs to get back in the mix. You know what I'm saying? But one fight that I definitely want to see is Munguia versus Jamal Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Charlo has been inactive, so hopefully for 2023 they can make something happen. Even though Munguia fights on his own and Marcelo fights on PBC. You know what I mean? But hopefully they can make it happen, because Ryan Garcia is with Golden Boy and Tank is with PBC, and they making this fight happen. So anything's possible in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? They can definitely make Munguia versus Jamal Charlo. Lady G, she said, that's my point. Let him fight those vets. Yeah, like hopefully hopefully next year we can see Munguia, fight either, Danny Jacobs, Triple G, Jamal Charlo. I'm not going to say Demetrius Andre because Andre is not with Eddie Hearn, and he doesn't fight on his own anymore. So Mini Mill, big shout out to you. Munguia versus Charlo next year. That's a fight that I would like to see. Mini Mill, that's a fight I would like to see next year. Is Charlo versus Munguia. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's a fight that I would like to see for sure. Mini Mill, don't know who you are, but subscribe to the channel. Like this video, share it, subscribe to it. Lady G says, I can't stand him. Yeah, she can't stand Andre. What's your reason why you can't stand him? But Andre, to me, Andre's a good fighter, and I always said that, he had a very bad promotional company before he got with Eddie Hearn. He was like Floyd in a sense, he was only fighting, he was like Floyd or like Gary Russell in a sense, only fighting, once a year. But once he got with Eddie Hearn and the Zone, he was active. He just wasn't fighting the names, that everybody wanted to see him fight. And he was also supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders, but Billy Joe Saunders popped dirty for PEDs. So that fight was off because of that. So it wasn't like Eddie Hearn wasn't trying to get him a big fight. He was going to fight Billy Joe Saunders until he got popped dirty. So his contract is up with his own. So I don't know what's going to happen with Demetrius Andre now. Mini Mill says, who you got? Charlo versus Munguia. That's a tough one. Two undefeated guys. Both guys got power. That's tough, man. But Charlo's been inactive since last year. He hasn't fought once this year. So I would probably go with Munguia because Munguia has been busy this year and Charlo's been inactive. So who knows how Charlo's inactivity is going to affect him. So from this standpoint, right now, Mini Mill, I would probably go with Munguia because just based on Charlo's inactivity. But who knows if Charlo's been staying in the gym, staying busy. Okay, maybe it can be a competitive fight. But I don't know what Charlo's been doing, so I can't really speak on that. But for right now, I'm gonna go with Munguia. Ryan Hanley says, I've seen a lot of comments saying Andre is ducking fights. I wouldn't say Andre ducks fights. It's just that Andre is always having he's always not liking the purse that he's going to get for his fights. He was supposed to fight Jamal Charlo years ago. I believe it was Jamal Charlo. He was supposed to fight him years ago, like 2013. And from what I remember, he was getting offered like $300,000. He didn't like that purse, so he turned that fight down. And then his fight, was it? I can't remember if it was Janovic or if it was somebody else. But he was only going to get like $175,000 for that. After the purse paid and everything, he was supposed to only make $175,000. So he turned that down. So like I said, he's not with Eddie Hearn anymore, and he's not with his own. So he's not really going to get a big purse. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a free agent now. I mean, if he was with Eddie Hearn, or if he was actually signed with somebody, he'll probably get a nice payday. But he's not signed with anybody now. So Andre, he's not going to get a big payday. So he definitely has to stay active. He got to do something for 2023. Lady G says Andre is overrated. Stop it. She says, son, get in the back of the line. Stop hating. Lady G says Eddie's going to make everybody look good. Yeah, for sure, man. I think Eddie Hearn, he is, to me, he's a good promoter. There's some fighters who left PBC and went with Eddie Hearn. Danny Jacobs is one of those fighters that that left PBC and end up signing with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn also just signed Richardson Hitchens, who was on who fought on Montana Love versus Steve Spark undercard, and they traded a lot of words in the past, Montana Love versus Hitchens. So even though Montana Love got disqualified in this last fight, I'm hoping that for 2023, him and Hitchens can still happen. Both guys are with Eddie Hearn. Both guys are, they're young, so why not? I think that's a good move for 2023, despite Montana Love being disqualified. Lady G said he's not exciting. Charlo, Lady G, are you serious? Lady G, man, you crazy. Why you going on to me like that, Lady G? We supposed to be friends. Lady G says you sleepy, little brother. Laughing. Nah, I'm not sleepy. Lady G, she said stop it. Minnie Me says, will Canelo ever fight Charlo and David Benavidez? Well, from what I understand, Canelo actually just said that he's looking to get his rematch against Bivol, and David Benavidez is fighting Caleb Plant. So we have to see how that fight plays out. I think David Benavidez is going to win. And if he does win, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I read that it was ordered that whoever wins between Plant and Benavidez has to fight Canelo. So I don't want to see a rematch with Caleb Plant and Canelo. So I'm just hoping that that David Benavidez will win. I think he will win. He's a tall guy. He's got a lot of power. He's got the youth. He's got very fast combinations. So I'm thinking David Benavidez is going to beat Caleb Plant by stoppage. I think Caleb Plant, even though he's got one of the best KOs over Anthony Durrell, I don't think he has enough power in his punches to keep David Benavidez off of him. So I think David Benavidez is going to keep cutting off the ring, keep throwing crazy combinations, and he's gonna keep walking Plant down and eventually stop him. So I think we can get David Benavidez versus Canelo next year. Like I said, it was ordered that whoever wins between Benavidez and Plant has to fight Canelo. But Canelo came out and said he wants the Bivol rematch. Lady G says, "Are you serious, little bro?" Lady G, I hope they do fight Canelo and Charlo. That would be fire. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we need some good fights for 2023. We got them. Anthony Yard versus Beterbiev. That's in January. We got Jamel Charlo versus Tim Tszyu. I believe that's in January as well. We got Tank versus both Garcia. So we got some nice fights lined up for 2023. But 2022, we had a lot of fights that didn't happen. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, but Broner was supposed to fight Omar Figueroa, but that fight got canceled, due to Broner's mental health. We also had Mickey Bay versus Tevin Farmer. That fight got canceled due to I think financial issues. So for 2022, we had a lot of fights, that didn't happen. And I know nobody's really interested in Jake Paul like that. But Jake Paul versus Hakeem Rahman Jr., that fight fell out, due to weight issues. And did y'all see last Sunday when Mayweather fought in his exhibition? Did y'all see when Tommy Fury and his dad was trying to get out the ring and fight Jake Paul? I mean, that fight was supposed to happen 2 times already. The first time it didn't happen, I believe, due to Tommy Fury having an injury, and then the second time it happened due to Tommy Fury, having visa issues. And they still trying to hype this fight up. At this point, I lost interest in that fight. But did y'all see that last Sunday? Tommy Fury's dad, he took his shirt off and tried to get out the ring and fight Jake Paul. I mean, to me, that was just like a silly circus show for sure. Ryan Haley says, I agree. Canelo versus Charlo would be a banger. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it'll be a banger, But like I said, Jamal's been inactive, but Jamel is the one that's staying busy, fighting all the champions, knocking all the champions out. But Jamal needs to get back in the mix for sure. Lady G, I think Charlo need that big pay-per-view. They worked hard, both brothers. Both Charlos came a long way, man. I remember years ago, like back in 2013 or so. The Charlo brothers, they had the crazy hairstyle. I think they had braids at the time. They had the crazy hairstyles. Both guys, they were real good. And like Jamel has improved. Jamel's improved crazy, man. He's got, he's knocked out all the champions. He's fought. He's knocked out Tony Harrison in the rematch. He stopped Brian Castano. He did it in devastating fashion. And also, he dropped Rosario by a jab to the body. So, Jamel Charlo, he's definitely one of my favorite fighters. I mentioned this before. He's one of my favorite fighters. Jamel Charlo, he can give it to you on all levels. And he's a fighter that you got to watch out for. His power, man. His power. He's got so many tools in his toolbox, and he'll figure you out eventually and stop you. So Jamel Charlo, man, he's definitely a fighter that you got to watch out for that power. Who else have you seen drop Brian Castano like that? Minnie Mill says, I'd rather see Canelo versus Charlo sooner than later. Yeah, but to be honest, man, I don't think that's a fight that we'll get next year. Because like I said, they ordered, the winner between Plant and Benavidez to fight Canelo. And like I said, he wants the Bivol rematch. So I don't think that's a fight that's going to happen. But who knows? We just gotta wait and see. Minnie Mill, Canelo will not beat Bivol pointless fight. I agree, man. I mean, like Bivol is on another level. We seen what Bivol did to Ramirez. Ramirez was an undefeated fighter, and he just couldn't. He didn't do anything in that fight. He just didn't do much in that fight at all when he fought Bivol. Like he only won like 2 rounds tops. Now I'm saying it's just that Bivol, even though Bivol doesn't have a lot of power, he's got a lot of skill. And I think Bivol, he just frustrates fighters to the point, that where they don't have a plan B. He's just that good of a fighter. And Bivol fought I believe it was John Pascal in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I always go to Atlantic City, New Jersey for fights, but somehow, some way I missed that fight. I never knew that fight was Atlantic City until after the fact. So, if I knew that fight would have been in Atlantic City, New Jersey, I would definitely pull it up to Bivol versus John Pascal for sure. Ryan Haley says, I want Plant to win that. Yeah, but anything can happen in the sport of boxing, man. Plant got the better victory over Durrell than Benavidez did. When Benavidez fought Durrell, Durrell cut and Benavidez eventually stopped him. But Caleb Plant knocked Durrell out cold. But in my opinion, Caleb Plant just doesn't have enough pop in his punches to keep a big guy like Benavidez off of him. Minnie Mill don't want a Canelo Plant rematch. Yeah, that's the same thing I said. I don't want to see a rematch. Don't want a Canelo Bivol fight either. For sure, I don't want to see that either. But that to me, that's what it seems like Canelo is going after. Didn't want it the first time, yeah. But Canelo's daring to be great. I mean, he moved up in weight and took on some big challenges. We seen Canelo move up in weight and he stopped the crusher. You know what I'm saying? So he's daring to be great. I mean, he moved up in weight, but Bivol. I wouldn't say Bivol was the better fighter. I say Bivol is just that good. Minnie Mill, I think the best fights are with PBC for Canelo, then retire. Yeah, PBC, they got a lot of fighters, man. PBC, they definitely got a big roster for fighters. Lady G, he should just move on. I agree, Minnie Mill. Yeah. Minnie Mill, Charlo will fight Munguia before he fights Canelo. Are you talking? And when y'all say Charlo, y'all gotta let me know if y'all talking about Ma or Mel. But Ma is the bigger guy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Ma's the bigger guy. But like I said, Ma's been inactive, all this year. So I'm kind of concerned for Ma, to get in there with a Canelo or a Munguia. I think he's got the skills. But like I said, I'm concerned with his inactivity. Lady G, you can only talk about real boxing on your channel. Laughing. All right. Lady G, you know our rules, only real boxers. Okay, yeah. I assume that you're talking about Jake Paul versus when I said Jake Paul and Hasim Rahman. Yeah. No, Jake Paul isn't a real boxer. Yes, he is a YouTuber, but at the end of the day, we gotta respect what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's a businessman, he's a promoter, you know what I'm saying? He's headlining pay-per-views and he's got fighters on the undercard, you know what I'm saying? And people are tuning in and watching. So, Jake Paul, even though a lot of people don't like, I think a lot of people hate on Jake Paul, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? Because people said that, Jake Paul, his KO over Woodley, they were trying to say Woodley took a dive, and then they were trying to say that Silva took a dive. So to me, I think people hate on Jake Paul in a sense because he's not a real boxer. He's a YouTuber. Lady G, no internet sensations. Mini Mill, Canelo too small, too short for 175. Don't like him in that way. Yeah, like I said, I don't. Yeah, like I said, he just daring to be great. You know what I mean? He came up short against Bivol, but he did beat the Crusher. Mini Mill, Canelo stated at 147. Started at 147, so 175 is a stretch. Just stay at 168. Yeah, that was definitely a leap up in weight. Definitely a leap up in weight. Joseph, Bivol only getting better fight by fight. Facts. Bivol to me is one skilled fighter, man. I think Bivol is just so good that he frustrates fighters. He makes them think twice, and like they just don't have a plan B when they fight him. So he said Bivol only getting better fight by fight. Canelo is sliding. What can he change? Nothing. Yeah, like Canelo. He did better than Ramirez. I'll say that much. Canelo did better than Ramirez. Lady G, Joseph, nothing. The guy's just too big. Mini Mill, how would Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray do versus Spence and Crawford? Those guys are Duran and Sugar Ray. They both they both had a crazy punch output. Those both of those guys do a lot of punches in their fight. I don't think Spence and Crawford can match. That punches. Both of those guys do crazy punches. I don't know how many punches around they threw, but I know those guys stay busy. So I would say Duran and Sugar Ray would definitely more active, threw more punches in their fights than Crawford and Spence. And we don't have Crawford and Spence. They're not fighting. So to me that's kind of pointless to even talk about right now. Maybe if Crawford does get past David Avenesian, which I believe he will, and whoever Spence decides to fight next, and if Spence gets past his opponent, which I believe would be Keith Thurman, hopefully they can revisit negotiations. But if you guys seen that video that came out with Kellerman and Terence Crawford and what's the boxing commentator lady's name, Kate Abdul or something like that. Check out those videos and check out their interviews with Terence Crawford. After those videos, a lot of people are definitely saying Terence Crawford seems to be the one ducking. But like from what I've seen Crawford say in his video, he came out with that 21-minute video. I felt that it was the PBC side that was stalling the fight. But a lot of people, since these videos came out, a lot of people think it's Terence Crawford. But I don't know. Mini Mill says Lady G is on fire. Lady G, man, stop it. Lady G, let's keep it 100. Lady G, go to the gym and kid those young men that been fighting amateur and been struggling, working hard, that we respect. Are you serious, dude? Lady G, we supposed to be buddies. Why you trying to gang up on me like this? And to everybody that's in here, if y'all listening, yeah, me and Lady G, we talk almost daily. You know what I mean? She a good buddy of mine for sure. You know what I mean? We've been in the house for a lot of the same fights. You know, we were both in the house when Lamont Peterson's fought Lipinets. We was both in the house when Tank fought Ricardo Nunes, and 2019 in Baltimore, Maryland, and we most likely going to go to Tank's next fight in DC in 2 months. So Minute Man says, will Virgil Ortiz ever fight Spence or Crawford? I think Virgil has a better chance to beat Spence, but not Crawford. I feel, and Minnie Mill, before I answer your question, I will just let me say this. I have seen Virgil Ortiz fight live. Also, and I'm gonna get into that, Virgil Ortiz, and I also see Jerron Boots in this fight. So, I had the privilege of seeing both of those guys fight, two undefeated welterweights, both got a lot of power. So I would say, as far as Virgil Ortiz and Spence, I think Crawford and Spence both beat Virgil Ortiz. Just based on the fact that Spence has fought a lot of good opposition. He's beat Danny Garcia. He's beat Ugas. You know what I'm saying? He's beat Sean Porter. Crawford's been in there with Sean Porter. So both guys have fought better opposition to Virgil Ortiz. When I went to see Virgil Ortiz, he fought Maurice Hooker, and Maurice Hooker is a former champion. But to me, Maurice Hooker is just he's on the downslide. I don't think Hooker's is really a great fighter at this point. But Virgil Ortiz does have the youth. So but just my professional opinion, I just think that Spence has definitely fought better opposition for a guy like Ortiz. So my professional opinion, I think Crawford and Spence both beat Virgil Ortiz. But I would like to see Virgil Ortiz fight Boots, and me personally, I'm going for Boots. Like I said, I had the opportunity to see both of those guys fight live, and I'm definitely going to go for Boots. To me, that's a blockbuster fight. That's a fight that I want to see, more than Virgil Ortiz versus Spencer Crawford. I would love to see Virgil Ortiz fight Boots, but they both fight on different networks. Virgil Ortiz fights on DAZN, and Boots fights with Showtime, but they can still make it happen. And like I'm saying, we got Tank and Ryan Garcia next year. Lady G says, real talk. Mini Mill, TF, this generation of boxers ain't straight up raw dogs versus the boxer of old. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crawford, that's what I'm saying. To answer your question earlier, Crawford and Spence, what I mean? They can't match Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. Now those guys do crazy punches in their fights. TF. What do you mean when you say TF? I don't think Virgil can beat Boots. Yeah, I don't either. But I do think that would be a blockbuster fight. I believe that fight would do huge pay-per-view numbers. A lot of people will be tuned in for that fight for sure. Ryan Haley Ortiz is a great fighter. I think him versus Spence will be a good match. Yeah, I think it's a good fight too. But the fight that everybody wants is Spence versus Crawford. But like I said, man, hopefully if they get past their opponents, they can revisit negotiations. A said R. Big shout out to you. Hello. Anyone know if Toko Khan won? I'm not sure, but if anybody in the comment section want to answer that, he says, does anyone know if Toko Khan won? There was a lot of fights. There was a lot of fights on the DAZN undercard. I watched some of it, but I didn't really pay attention until until I got to the main event. So if anybody got the answer to his to that question, please answer that for him. ASAD or big shout out to you. Hey, subscribe to the channel, man. Thank you for coming on. Minnie Mills says Boots and Crawford too technical for Virgil. Virgil has good pop, but not good defense nor technique. Yeah, Minnie Mills, like I said, I seen Virgil fight live. You know, he likes to bring it. You know, he likes to bring it, come forward, throw punches from all angles. But yeah, Crawford, to me, Crawford, especially Crawford is just, Crawford can definitely switch it up. Crawford's good with his footwork, So I think Crawford just got too many tools in his toolbox for a guy like Virgil Ortiz. Crawford, to me, Crawford is just too crafty. Minnie Mill, yeah, Crawford, Spence, and Boots will beat Virgil. Good scraps, but can't see Ortiz beating those guys. Yeah, I can't see Ortiz beating those guys either. And Minnie Mill, to be honest with you, I think Boots is the next best thing at 147. And I did see him announce that he's got a date coming up, but he didn't really announce anything like who the opponent was. I don't know who it is, but I have a feeling that it could possibly be Stanionis. That to me, that's a good fight. Both guys undefeated. Stanionis, he's got some power too, but that's just what my heart says. I could be wrong, but I think that yeah, Boots definitely would beat Stanionis. Minnie Mill TF is short for T Finney. Okay. So you basically saying my name. Yeah, I didn't know if you were saying that's facts. I didn't know if you were saying the fuck. I didn't know what you were saying, bro. So I got you. You saying my name. A said, "Oh, okay, bro. We'll subscribe. Respect from London, United Kingdom." Okay, so that's what's up, man. Thank you for that, man. We got a guy in here from the United Kingdom. So big shout out to ASAD from all the way from the United Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I did my last live coverage last Saturday when I covered Montana Love versus Steve Spark. I had another guy in here from the UK. Guys, Joseph in here. Joseph was in here early. He's from England. So you know what I mean? To reach guys in England, the United Kingdom, that definitely means a lot to me, man. For sure. I'm definitely reaching out there. Lady G, Boots, the kid is just good fire. If he was a stock, he would be one of my big investments for sure, man. Boots. To me, Boots is the next best thing at welterweight. I think he's gonna go a long way. A lot of people say that Boots reminds them of Roy Jones Jr. And I had the opportunity to see Boots in the building 3 times. I seen him fight live in Atlantic City, New Jersey in 2020. I seen him at a local card, a Hank Lundy card in Delaware, and I also seen Boots at the Gary Russell versus Mark Messiah fight. And if y'all follow me on Instagram, my Instagram name is The Legend 3347, and you can see some of my pictures with Boots. But yeah, when I seen Boots this year at the Gary Russell versus Mark Messiah fights, Boots is a big dude, man. He's a big welterweight. Lady G says, shout out to all the UK boxing fans. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to all the UK boxing fans. Shout out to, the fans in England. When I did my last live, I had people tuned in from Australia. So shout out to, everybody from, the UK, England, Australia. Ryan's in Washington, you know what I'm saying? So he's always not Washington, DC, the other Washington. So Ryan's all the way over there in California. So, definitely got a lot of people tuned in from a lot of different places. So again, big shout out to everyone tuned in. Big shout out to everyone who commented consistently. Big shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel. Minnie Mill, your thoughts on Salvador Sanchez? What type of style did he have? He bounced and bob and weave. Never seen anybody like that. I'm not too, to be honest, man. I'm not too familiar with him. I have to do some footage on him. And I don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted, man. It's a lot of fighters that I've actually seen fight, but sometimes when a name gets mentioned, sometimes I'm not too familiar with the name. But when I go back and on YouTube and look up the fight, I'll be like, oh yeah, I did see him fight. So I definitely got to go back and look at some footage of him. A said, or I'm going to buy a ticket Thursday for Biterba versus Yard in London. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And A said, or me and Lady G, we will be going to the Javante Tank Davis fight versus him versus Hector Garcia in Washington D.C. and tickets go on sale for that fight next week. So we definitely going to be looking up tickets to we're going to be going to that fight for sure. And I'm going in that fight, man. I'm going for Biterva, man. Biterva to me is just he's on another level, man. He's got all knockouts in all of his fights, so he's definitely a power puncher. And to me, Yard is chinny, because he got dropped by a jab. You know what I'm saying? Fighters shouldn't be getting dropped by jabs. You know what I'm saying? J-Rock got dropped by a jab from Jamal Charlo. Luis Ortiz got dropped by a jab from who was it? Charles Martin. Oh yeah, Rosario got dropped by a jab to the body by Jamal Charlo. So to me, fighters shouldn't be getting dropped by jabs. But yeah, I'm definitely going for Biterva by stoppage in that fight. But I think it'll be a good fight while it lasts because Yard. I remember watching a lot of Yard's training videos. Yards, he's always in good shape. He trains hard. So I'm looking for a good fight for sure. Mini Mill says, fight not light. Okay, I got you. I got what you're saying. Mini Mill, who past or present is/was considered a boxing genius? To me, Floyd Mayweather. To me, Floyd Mayweather is a boxing genius. You know what I mean? He always said that. He always said he made smart investments. He's taking all these exhibitions. I don't like what he's doing, but he's not taking serious punishment. You know what I'm saying? He's not taking serious punishment in these fights. Well, in his last one, not the one that he just won by like 6 round stoppage, but in the one before that, he was taking a lot of big shots, a lot of big shots. But Floyd is 45 now, but he's taking a lot of these exhibitions, and it seems like a lot of fighters are following that blueprint. Manny Pacquiao has an exhibition coming up. I think Ricky Hatton just did one. Ricky Hatton just did an exhibition, so it seems like a lot of fighters are following that blueprint. But yeah, to me, Mayweather was definitely, hands down one of the greatest boxing geniuses in the ring. You know what I'm saying? His defense. He had one of the best defense. He always figured his fighters out. Good counter puncher, even though he didn't have a power, but he very skillful fighter. A said, or my prediction is I have 19 bets right in my accumulator. The last fight left is Toko Khan. It's worth 3K. Okay. But yeah, I'm not I didn't see nobody commenting on it, so I don't know. I don't know if he won or not. So again, I've been doing this live for over an hour. So this live wasn't as exciting as the Montana Love versus Steve Spark fight. It wasn't as exciting as David Morrell versus your Bolsonaro. And speaking of your Bolsonaro, I read that he came out of the coma. He's doing good. So I'm happy. I'm happy to hear the news like that because boxers, you can get seriously hurt in the sport of boxing. A lot of boxers, slur their words. A lot of boxers, can get brain damage. So it's good. It's good to to hear the news that your Bolsonaro is out the coma and he's doing okay. So I wish him a speedy recovery. But I don't think he and I hope that his team, they decide to not have him fight again. I don't know what's the move going to be, but when you go in a coma, that's something serious. I definitely wouldn't fight again if I was him. So again, man, again, this was my third live coverage. I'm planning to go live next week for the Dylan White versus Franklin fight. These live coverage of fights is something that I just started doing for the channel. So definitely going to keep doing that and spice up my channel and bringing some more flavor for sure. So keep up. And I'm gonna be dropping episode 11 soon, man. I'll probably do episode 11 this week. So again, man, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I appreciate everybody that commented consistently. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this session here. Big shout out to everybody tuning in again, man. Like this video after this fact. And like I said, if you're new in here, subscribe to the channel. So you just witnessed the third live coverage of the Indus Corner podcast with your boy Todd Finney, aka the Legend. I'm out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.